No, that was only for last week. That was only
Yep.
with this PPI. I think,
Resumes its bullishness.
yes. All right, ready to go. So, yeah, like I was saying just a little second ago, what I want to just work out, ultimately looking for longs, but trying to see if this candle here, this candle is sellers entering the market for German 40. If that's the case, then what they might be trying to do is bring additional sellers into the market so that they can buy too. Or is this the purpose of this candle? Is this to bring buyers into the market, or are they looking to sell down and looking to sell to an area where there is a pocket of buyers, potentially under the New York low or somewhere inside of here? So I need to work that out, and I'm going to wait to London to see what that kind of trap is. For the news side of things, good morning everyone on YouTube side. The news, we don't have any, so I'm not really expecting massive day today because we don't really have any catalyst. So bit of a tricky one because we've got FOMC on Wednesday. We've only had Chinese industrial production, which came in positive. We've got Euro final core CPI. So this comes 10 days after preliminary CPI, and preliminary. It's about 10 days or so. Yeah, it's like 10 days. Oh no, sorry, 15 days earlier. The preliminary is pretty accurate. So when they bring up the final, there's not usually many changes. So they're not. You can see this is like yellow folder. Not expecting too much. Yeah. Other than that, it's fairly quiet on the whole news front. We saw in the little market wrap from the Asian session that the Asian stocks, primarily Japanese ones, did pretty well. So I wonder if that's brought a bit of buying into the market on their side of things. Are we going to sell down to collect those buying? Like, this is the pre-markets, we're bullish. Is German and London Open going to sell down to take the Asian liquidity before they have their own little bounce up? Or are they just going to keep on driving price lower and lower and lower, collecting more buying contracts, and then maybe it's going to be NY session that has the bounce? Either way, I reckon there's going to be a bounce, a bullish move today. I just need to try find it and and hopefully it's in the session that we're trading now. Yeah. So also tomorrow we've got actually big interest rate news for the yen. So I'm actually not quietly confident, but I'm actually they're in here. It says 90% of Bank of Japan observers expect them to end their negative rate policy tomorrow. The Bank of Japan has a habit of not doing anything. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do nothing, interest rates stay at minus 0.1, and we see the recent yen strength just completely unwound, and it's not going to be until like April or May that they come out of this easy monetary policy, and then we start to see yen strength. So I reckon there could be some really nice short opportunities on yen, but I wouldn't be wanting to trade tomorrow, that's for sure. I can imagine that yen, if we look at something like this, the recent strength that we've had from yen coming down with the rumors of them exiting monetary policy, easy monetary policy, I can easily see a world where they do nothing, that completely unwinds that trade that they did, but then it leads to good opportunities for April and May for them to come out. And this could be people that were hoping that they were going to come out of the easy policy when the wage increases result came in just recently, them getting ahead of that news. I reckon we could see a sweep. So I'd like to see that as well, but we'll see what happens tomorrow when they bring out their their policy rate. We've got Aussie cash rate tomorrow as well, so we've got a massive week ahead of us. Massive week. Aussie interest rates, yen interest rates, CAD CPI, pound CPI, US interest rates, Aussie employment, Euro PMI, Swiss interest rates, US interest rates, and then pound interest rates. And then on Friday, retail sales, Euro Summit, and Powell speaking. So just freaking insane week. Almost every single day, we've got massive catalysts, except for today. So I'm a little bit cautious today. I'm not really going to get ahead of myself and see if there's going to be too many like big moves. And I reckon for now, I would just like to plan a buy move and then just trying to wait patiently to see where that buy move materializes from. Whether it's from under the Asian low, inside of this last bearish candle of the New York session on Friday, or from Asian low, like underneath this area. So we'll see. This is German 40 for Curtin. German 40. Oh, not Curtin, sorry. Okay, you bar. Hey, Ivan. How are you? You good? Yeah, I'm going to try to start early now for you guys, so we can have a bit more time to discuss like a bit more of the fundamentals and have a bit of a Q&A. Yeah, so let's see. Nas is going to be, I think, going to be a good one. Oh, look, it's already... Oh, no, this is 5-minute chart. Yeah, I'd like to patiently wait and see if Nas can sweep some of this trendline liquidity that is getting built up, push back into some like nice little lovely areas to find these longs from, and hoping that we get that manipulation in London. German, same sort of deal. Just I don't want this to be too bullish this next 15 minutes before the London Open. I was kind of hoping we'd see that continued push down, so those longs are a little bit easier. And gold, my forecast for gold dropped down during Asian session 110 pips, quite substantial. So I'm looking for gold to push back up into, at least back up to like Asian high area. We bounced down into underneath the 2150 and we pushed into, you'll see if I zoom in over here, you see like all this bullishness all here really started from this little bearish candle here on March 7, which was March 8 here was NFP. So on Thursday, we had like a little bit of a pause, and then we saw like quite a nice impulsive candle pushing up. Never quite came back to that area, and it's just been pretty bullish since then. So that little bit of demand at the moment is where price is struggling on over here. So I would like to see, price action develop a little bit more, but ultimately I'm thinking we have a bit of a recovery day, given we've had such a pretty strong Asian session. Yeah, I'm just gonna see if price can consolidate a little bit more. Yeah, any questions? The Zoomers, do you guys have what's your bias? I hope you guys have a bias. The bias doesn't matter, but what are you preferring to go, what direction? No bias, no biases.
Yeah, said mine was still short down to those areas.
Yeah, got yours. Got Rob's. Got 12 others. 17.52. 17.952, Dan. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Sound. Okay, so I've got structure across these areas. So we reckon there's a trade to trade down, to sell to buy. I wonder if I can do a little sell to buy. Chris preferring German to go short, gold to recover, bullish, had a good buy in euro, nice one. Gold buy, nice one. I wonder if we can play this kind of idea. London Open to sweep up, push into this little area that held price. So one more leg up into these cells, and then look to see when price starts showing rejection wicks to then go back long again. So like a, yeah, I think I'm going to play that idea. Because I do think price is going long, but I would like to see a little bit of a drive lower. And I reckon if we can get, it's this next leg that I'm unsure whether this is swept Asian low and then we just rattle around in this range, or if we actually make legs down lower and then it's actually NY session that oh no, how do I, oh well, whatever, that corrects some of the London move. Yeah, I think I'm going to try plan a move like this today. No views on US 30. But it would be similar to NAS. Good morning from UK. Started trading last September. Demo account. Trading German 40, 3 months. Oh, nice one. Yeah, cool. What's my time frame? Time frame is, I'll change time frames. I'll put on all charts so everyone can have their favorite time frame here. So 30-minute down the bottom, 15-minute top right, 15-minute top left, 5-minute top right, and we'll go like the 3-minute, the bottom right. Do you have a little magic green line here, Dave? Something like this?
Yeah, I've got that. Well, my magic green line actually sits above the current range. Well, at the top of the current range. My big multi-line. But yeah, I've got that trend line in.
So I wonder if we bounce off of here to go up, and we can start this whole pathway, but perhaps it does. Let's see what it does here. We've got income and volume in 10 minutes. That's what I'm really waiting for. LN looking for a sell to buy. Cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. Whilst we're waiting, if everyone to just get can you guys give the stream a like and that would be really helpful while we've got a bit of a quiet time. Get that out of the way. Just one quick little push. And then we just play the waiting game now. Just wait. Kind of bias is set. The bias doesn't matter whether it's buying or selling, as long as you have one. Just don't go and say, oh, I think price looks like it's going down, so I should sell. Price is going too down, I'm going to buy. Just don't trade like that. Don't be reactive. Actually set time aside to plan your trade. See if it works out. Okay, so what would also I think would be really nice is if we can hesitate around here a few times, and it might play out on a higher time frame. It might be quite slow, but if we create like that double bottom, then that's correct. Like that would be bringing buyers into the market. So if that's the case, and they are doing something like that, then I imagine what they're trying to do is actually push price lower. If they bring out like a double bottom, get price to sit around support, anything that looks really bullish, obviously bullish, then I reckon then we're actually going down lower. But that, unfortunately, that could take like a good hour, an hour and a half to play out, which I don't want to be trading that long. Try to get one of these moves inside the moves. Gold already did that just a few minutes ago, so I can just rewind.
On my chart, the current 1 hour candle has no top wick.
Same as mine. So that's probably not the high of the day, high of the Euro session, so that's liquidity for sure. So that's at least a target to come back at least at some stage today, back up to 17,995.
I've got a sort of a zone on the, or whatever, the 1 hour, I guess. What I call a transient zone. So just under where price kind of bottom of the current candle. There's about a 20 point range where it just seems price just seems to pass through it quite easily. So I'm thinking if it breaks that trend line, then it'll be a very easy short down to the next zone.
Mm-hmm. Is it inside of here? Were you talking about? Like isn't it like
Goes
late
from-
New York session?
It just goes from about, where are we? 17,939 to 17,962.
Yeah, okay. Okay, 4 minutes into this open. It's like the calm before the storm. Like that 5 minute consolidation to get a nice entry above the 5 minute manipulation. Where are you talking, Ivan? This over here to look for trades above that, or the one I was pointing out in the like around here in the New York session. The one below. Oh, the one above price. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. The two little rejection wicks up here. Okay. Jesbo missed the imbalance at 17,910. I think that was on the 15 minutes. Makes me realize I should check all time frames a bit closer. Oh, over here. This pink bit that I got drawn. Yeah, nice one. Another scenario I wouldn't mind seeing is if we sweep here, come up, and then get that sell. So I wonder if London, we can get that initial little clean push down, and then price to come up, fill that imbalance up here, and then look for that sell. So I could actually have a crack at that. But
Yeah, I like that imbalance.
yeah, if we push down, let's take the euro low, take this candle, and then this is London open now. So I'm gonna have a crack at that. And I only risk a little bit in this one for a first trade for that idea to actually push up into this area, that it sweeps this trend line. But I'm expecting it to drive down deeper as well. So I'm going to get my risk out of this trade pretty quickly, or I won't hold it if it's dropping. But I would like to see if it can do that. So it's got to turn around pretty quickly from here. Otherwise I might just take a little bit of profit off. There we go. Moving up, like, nice one. So hold it a little bit longer. It's up 10 pips. Put this a little first little scalp just to feel the market out. Going to secure a bit there now. I'm just going to move, stops the break even. Cool. Locked in 10 pips straight away. Secured like 75%. See if it can hit the target. Oh, what did I do? Oh, that's right. Breaking this low, I'm not interested in it because I'd plan these longs from later on, and I'd actually be looking for it to drive a little bit deeper. But for now, I thought London Open, sweeping Euro low, sweeping this trend line. Bit of liquidity and gaps up above here. I think it could enough for a reaction, at least for those 10-15 pips. And yeah, got nothing, no risk left in this one. Maddie's behind me telling me I did a good job.
That's what you think.
Like, yeah,
She's
Dad.
actually saying, why are you on that computer all day?
Yeah, play with me. What the hell's going on, Dad? I'm on the swing looking cute. Behind you.
I got into this one as well, but I got in a little bit higher.
You secured?
17,964.
17,9,644. That's good, mate. That's good. Still an easy, quick little 10 pips. It's just like, I don't expect this, like, the initial volatility, there's no point holding much risk when you've got like just jumping around like we're literally just 5 minutes into the open. So hopefully it can push up cleanly, but I'm not entertaining. If it is breaking down lower, I don't know how low it'll go down in the search of liquidity. So I kind of wanted to see it take this area here. If it is making a new low, I'm not going to be jumping to another trade straight away. I do want to watch and then see. I want to see what it does at this trend line. It's nearly, yeah. Just hanging in there. The spreads in this Blue Guardian's way better than before. Way, way better. 0.6 of a pip at the moment. I couldn't have done this before. It was like 3.2 pip spread. It was weirding me out. Oh, it's out. Damn it. Okay. Anyway, the runner just got tapped out. So, secured 10. 10 or 11. At 75%. And then the runner just got tapped out. Maybe now it'll bounce up, but that's alright. It was only a quick little scalp. Dow dropped hard, did it? Oh, let's have a look. What about NAS as well? NAS I wanted to drop. I wanted to drop into... NAS I want to drop down lower to look for those longs. Dow, let's have a look. Yeah, gosh. NAS doing the dirty on those Asian long traders. Are you in shorts, Sarah? Alright, well, I'll remove this now because that's the longs are done here for now. Let's see if we can now go with the initial projection and then see if we can take a trade selling into some buys. Alright, come on, sells. Sell into our buy zones. Didn't quite get the bounce that I was hoping for that initial trade. Which is okay because it does leave liquidity here that if we start getting some bullish momentum with later London volume or New York volume, this area can act as a target as well. So if we do get that one-sided volatility initially for the open, little pullbacks, continue looking for sells to sell all the way down into potentially this little imbalance zone towards 17,910 towards the New York low, and then maybe New York can correct all the way back up. I don't want to jump into sells here. I'd rather take a pullback sell, not a breakout sell, especially when the market's so bullish.
Also got Asian low just underneath as well. Might react from there.
Yeah, I kind of think it might be like a bit of a liquidity void as well. Where it'll get a little reaction from this Asian low, but I'm interested to see on this 15-minute if we start pushing into this like magic square rectangle.
I've already trademarked the use of magic, the word.
Oh, okay.
Have to find a different term.
Yeah, I'll find a different one. Mystical.
I'm actually selling into this zone now. This is the zone I was unidentified.
Taking a little bit of liquidity from under Asian low now. Yeah. I'd love it to pull back a little bit, liquidity candle, and then break that low. But we might get a little bit of... I'm hoping that we can get some nice candle closures under here, so we can get that downward momentum, and then look to take the retest of this area. This area that was able to break through the Asian low with clean bodies can't close in lower, like significant candles closing underneath the Asian low, all started from this area. So I would like to take the retest of that zone down, as long as we don't hit anything of importance, of what's another word? I can't use magic now because
you can borrow it for a while.
Astonishing levels.
I'll license it to you.
But yeah, candles closing under the Asian low, wicking up, breaking these lows, then I think we can get the retest of this area. As long as we don't hit like some sort of traffic down here, that maybe it doesn't stop. Maybe it continues pushing higher. Okay, second 5 minutes closed. 15 minutes coming to a close. In gold longs again. Yeah, I'd like to see gold come all the way back up to 59. Sorry, 56. Having hit the support. And I wonder if it will do something like this. And this could be the trap. Johan. My trade idea is long around the level of the weekly bullish break of structure. Looking to buy the retest in my chart. The level is more or less 17,926. Yeah, I think most of us are looking for longs from around here somewhere, like this area. Now, do we have the patience to wait for those longs to play out? Or do we have that gambler inside of us to tell us to sell down to that area to buy from? Maddie said that translated to full margin. Did you hear that?
Learning from her dad.
Yeah, she's like, don't be weak, Dad. Full margin it.
Soon you'll be teaching her to press the double order button on your magic keys.
Well, it's buy every time she coos, sell every time she cries. So that's the signal I'm going with. And I'm going to sell those signals to people. I'm going to find there's a correlation. I'm going to work out the days that it worked out well, and I'm going to sell that. And I'm going to say, see, my system works. Okay, this 5 minute can close under the Asian low, then it's looking good. I think it's still moving. Was my looks stuck? No, it is moving.
You're still hoping for a retest of that euro low?
Not initially. But like, yeah, I am, but I would also like to see candles closing comfortably below the Asian low. To think then the sellers are in charge, and that if the sellers are in charge, they're taking price to where there are buyers for them to offload that trade. Because if institutions are selling and not just manipulating the market, for them to close these sells for a profit, they can't just close those sells anywhere, because otherwise, if they're the only ones that are actually in the market, they're holding much weight, moving the market. As soon as they unwind those positions, you'll see price just pull back very quickly. But if they're in charge and they want to close the sells initially for a profit, then they should take those sells down to an area where they're buyers. So that would be support or structure. So we've got a little bit of structure right over here for New York session. So I'd like to see this push all the way through into it, and then see if we can get that retest back up to the euro low or the trend line.
But your trade idea is still to sell from that trend line area.
Well, my main idea today was to buy.
Mm.
But I'm wondering if I can get a sell to buy. If I'm not fully confident on taking sells because my main bias is to buy. So, and we've seen many times that any sweep of a previous session low has been enough to turn price back on itself. Like here, like when Asian sort of broke the New York low, even though you have like clean traffic and all this stuff under here, it was enough to push price back up again. So with the trend being so bullish, I am cautious of a session low because there are so many, because the trend is so strong for the upside. That's why I'm a little bit cautious more now on selling into that. But I don't want to take a buy from here because I think it's just a little bit early. The whole weekly candle's still yet to be set up properly. And I don't want to base a buy idea on this little stuff. I wouldn't want to try to pick the low anyway. Let's put it that way. If I'm looking for buys, I would like to try pick the low, but I don't mind as well that if I miss the low and then price is actually starting to go bullish, I don't mind jumping in late to take like a piece of the move rather than just being stressed about trying to pick the bottom, especially such an early start to the week. But this is, it's looking nice for those sells. Break that trend line. Where's your target for the sells?
Mine.
Yeah.
17,940. What was that?
Just here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this bit here. Cool. Jesbo, what's your red rectangle? 17,890, 17,895. Oh, this one down here. Asian low. This bit here. Clear on did I draw on the 15 minute or 5 minute? I think it was the 5 minute that I drew it down. Yeah, it's just this, see this whole area of consolidation. Let me just make it that a bit easier to see. This whole area. The price rattled around here for a bit. Had a fake out. And then we launched up and then we've had the retest. So we've got an imbalance inside of it. But then underneath that as well, you've got Asian liquidity. So I've just got that marked up as well. Chris, your gold trade's going right, mate. Yeah, that 2150 is a strong level. Should have stayed in to the gold. Could turn around and have that bit of a pullback here. Don't like. I'll just. Only reason I say that, like, I'm obviously it doesn't have to do that at all. I was just thinking that if there is liquidity above here, so this can be a prime area that it can pull back from. Though, especially if there would be that's quite a big push down an Asian session, so this is quite an obvious swing high, so no doubt there's going to be some stop losses here, which are buy orders, and then those buy orders are getting filled by smart money, like not smart money, I want to say smart money, just when you see a bunch of buy orders, banks wouldn't care about where they buy from necessarily, as long as they think that we can buy. There are people willing to buy here because they've got their stop losses here. So then we can grab those buy orders and then we can take it down to a place that people are willing to sell, which may be like some down under here. So that's why I think we could easily do that if the banks are looking just to make some quick cash to sell, take liquidity from 2154 back down to 2149. Then maybe just keep on pushing back up to settle at 2156. Could give that a go, I wonder. If we get a liquidity candle, could try sell down to, like, say 2150. No real liquidity candles here. I'll keep an eye on that one. I might actually entertain a sell on gold. A sell back down to, yeah. Just looking for like a rejection wick, like a candle that looks like that breaks the high of the previous candle and then closes bearish. I'd like to take that down to trade back down to here somewhere. I think it could go lower, but that would be a conservative estimate. Enough to get like 30 pips out. Looks like German's doing the pullback as well. So it's sort of following this path. Looks like it's gone too far already. That's a bit of a shame. So where did you get out, Gyro? Where did you close this buy that you had? 2152. Oh yeah. So like, you'd be feeling better if it comes back, because like it was like you wish you stayed in for hindsight when it's at 2154, but then when you see it pulling back below 2152, you think maybe it was a good decision then. It's kind of like it's amazing how emotional the trading is. gonna have to keep both pairs here because I'm keen on this gold sell. But I want to keep my eye on German 40 as well because that's the main pair. NAS, the US indices, I'm prefer to trade that, getting close to the New York session. There we go. A bit easier now just to have a German chart and a gold chart up at the same time. Ah, yeah, I missed it. There was no real price action trigger. It would have just been the theory, a structural theory trade. That this is liquidity here, and that
That's
price
also an 8-hour order block just tapped into.
8
very
hour.
free.
Let me have a look.
8-hour order block. A long HCS zone on the 15-minute for retest. Also magic green line.
Oh yeah. Well, what's going on here? There we go. Oh. There you go.
That was good area.
Hmm.
Just wasn't watching.
Uh, 25k challenge. How do we know if we're selected or not? I'm assuming that's directed towards Cam. I'm sure Cam would have a meeting with you if you're selected. I'll catch you, Chris. See if there's any headlines that have come in. Nothing really. So yeah, I think it's just going to be one of those days. Like, it's such a heavy news week. Just trading like liquidity to liquidity. So if you were, let's say this way, if they've done a sufficient liquidity grab from here, and now it's just heading to the counterparty liquidity, where would buyers be putting stop losses if they were buying in euro and now for the London Open? Where do you reckon they would? I don't really see anything totally clear. I would say like this structure, and anywhere inside of like this little area where there's like imbalances. So if that's if we think that it could be like counterparty liquidity, I wouldn't mind seeing price sort of just push into it and like seeing a little fast acceleration, like a little sweep, and then like a little fake out kind of price action. And I think from then it would be potentially retest and then push back up to retest these highs and then push up into this liquidity. What I see on the 30 minute looks like a pretty decent looking, you know, I reckon we could fill this candle. So I don't think this is like the high of the London session. I think we could push up a bit higher. What would be interesting is if we say on the lower time frames, we come down and then we come up and then we come down again. What's the purpose of making price action form like this? What we studied yesterday. What would this be doing? Kind of signal the descent.
Inducing sellers, double top.
So where's the money side? Where's the investor money going? If yeah, they're more likely induces sellers into the market, and I think that's a clear sign, a fairly clear sign that the big money is actually coming from the buy side. Because if they're inducing sellers, they're looking to push price higher than where those sellers are. It would just be disguised at that point. So I think that's like pretty important sometimes. If you haven't got like a clear read, is just watch and observe for a bit. Try getting like in sync with the market movement, and then it's like plan one of the moves. Okay, 30-minute candle closed. Now the first 5 minutes has done that little pullback and pushing down. So if we start breaking this low again, I'm gonna it's not as clear to me this let me extend this. It's not as clear to me that this would have the same sort of reaction, this area, to do this, the strength of this leg up. So this could even just be like a little small retest. Whereas like the gold, you see like how on here there's a bit more of like an obvious swing high. So above that swing high, this is why we saw a reaction here. Whereas on German, it's not quite the same obviousness that this is a swing high. If it was like this and then pushed up, then I would say that you can bet you would get a decent little reaction from this red box that is true. Justin, you're talking, if it's my stream you're talking about, I'll do it every day. But if it's Trading Nuts got tons of streams. If it's my particular one, then I do it every day. But not on. Sometimes Trading Nuts channel, he's got other guys that do specific sessions. But on my channel, I do it every day. Oh yeah. Every day on my channel. You still holding, Dave?
No, I got out. I actually should have got back in on the retest of that trend line, but I draw mine slightly lower than yours.
Oh yeah.
I think you're watching gold.
Oh yeah. What is your channel? Is not mentioned description. That's right here on the screen. Alright, this is an interesting candle now. It's one that could potentially close. Creating this like little double bottom. Look for it to push lower underneath it. Gold sort of just hanging in there. Is anyone in this sells for gold? Did anyone just jump in? The 5 minute actually gave that candle. I was looking at the 4, the 3, but the 5 minute gave that rejection wick.
Yeah, I'm in it.
Cool.
I spent quite a lot of time on the weekend just drawing up all my zones and and just marking everything up. So I'm much more confident now about taking the position and staying in it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a retest area of 2 different long HCS zones. And also reacted off that order block, so I feel much more confident just sitting in a short and feeling it's a good trade.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Much better when I've done the work and I've got a plan.
Yeah. Yeah, this is approaching.
I don't even really necessarily have a plan, but I've just got such a great confluence of trend lines and zones, and just feel much more confident.
This is approaching that target area now. If I see signs of a turnaround, I'll look to take it back long, back up to this area now. If this candle can, if we can get some little rejection wicks and the candle can start closing back up into like here, then I think we can start seeing it, now that it made that high, is to retest that high and then go up into the settlement area. And then this finishing around here. It could drop a little bit deeper. But I reckon this is a pretty decent zone for it to turn around from. More clear on the 5 minute. How we've got this area acting as a bit of a support here. And you had price pause in this zone before having that impulsive push down into this demand zone. And then it pushing back up, creating that structure. Why we had the reaction here is because this is a swing high, so there's a lot of buy orders here. So they're just taking those buy orders and now they offload it somewhere, which is back at support. And German's struggling. So yeah, I wouldn't mind taking the sell on German as well if we can show rejections from back over here, and then this will be finally that retest to then come down and then look for that deeper liquidity. So I'll put an alert here because it's looking like a nice healthy strong candle. Maybe this candle can induce some buyers into the market as well. So if I get a rejection wick candle that looks something like this, then I'll look to take that as a sell and then to trade it a little bit lower, sweep the liquidity from here, and then see if we can actually attack that this pink zone down the bottom. AB gold going to 21.25. You think? That'd be a massive drop for gold. That'd be a huge drop far out. Come on, gold, push up to 56. Even if we get to 55.50 into this zone, I'd be pretty pleased with that, into this area. Because to me, this is more of a little buy to sell move from here. On the 5 minute, we've got, I'll zoom in here and show you what I'm looking at. I'm looking at these two candles, this one and this one. These are like, you kind of like break the low of the previous candle and push up and close nice and bullish, and then price led up from there, came down, broke the wicks to the left, picking up liquidity, closing nice and strong and bullish above the body, and then we saw a nice big push up, so buy into sell. So I reckon that this is that little manipulation zone. So I reckon there's a good chance that gold, there's a good chance gold will push up all the way into this area, to this line, because this is where that liquidity started from. So this could be a bit of a clean candle play but at least trading up into this area, to this previous support, now turned resistance. I reckon that could be a good bet to take some profits off. Just see if we get that extra little rejection. So yeah, let's just wait and see. Thing of gold though, the one thing that I don't particularly like is how nice this trend line's looking. That if it does break it, it could sweep all of this trend line liquidity. But I would like to see that happen, like a couple more legs up, and then do it. It's got a few things to watch then. Now. Let's just put these side by side. And at 9 o'clock, though, I've got to close the trading nut stream. Okay, so for German, I'm wondering if we can get this. But because my main bias is long, I'm not looking to short. Definitely not looking to it needs to be quite clear for me to want to short this. So I'm going to be really patient and wait for like a good rejection wick for me to take it down. I'd be a little bit annoyed if if it did bottom out here and then just starts pushing up, because I was looking for these buys, but this wasn't a buy zone for me. So I want to see this just looking really enticing for buyers, bringing extra buyers into the market, but then actually selling down. But for that sell candle, it needs to be quite clear. So I need to wait for candles to close. The closer we get to the hour candle closing means I'll have to wait, because this hour candle will be starting to look pretty bullish. So if it's going to close something like that, I'd actually rather it breaking the high and then closing back down below. So yeah, German's in a tricky spot for me, because I want to buy, but I didn't want to buy from this area, so I'm not really willing to risk anything just yet on German. I like the gold buys though, so I'm looking for that to keep on pushing up into the target zone.
Hayden, German 30 minutes just engulfed the previous 30 minute.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty strong sign, eh?
Yeah, could be a positive sign.
Yeah, but I don't want to base myself off a 1 30-minute candle bullish for London, because this wasn't to me a suitable buy zone. So even if it did sweep this Asian low, I would even if I'm gonna go with this one, I'll still like it to close bullish like it is, but then I would want it to at least then do a retest for me to go in for that buy.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm happy just to sit on the sidelines for that one, which is a bit of a shame because I wanted to get these buys, but it just didn't quite set up the way I wanted it. Beautiful. And there goes those buys for gold. Retesting this high. Just push up a bit more. If we can go up like another 12 pips, then you should secure. Oh, nasty rejection from that neckline. So remember, this was a danger area for German, so I don't want to take buys here as well, because I thought that there was a huge chance that this imbalance was going to be retested. So this could be bringing buyers looking for breakouts. See that now this looks like a proper swing high. So I reckon from here we could see a bit of a correction. So we start like, let's see if this candle, if it continues that strength to the upside. But I reckon this zone, we see price pull back a little bit, just like it did over here on the gold.
It looks like German's going to go up for that 1 hour imbalance that we talked about.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see. Dan, you're still here, aren't you, Dan M? That was your zone, wasn't it? 21,952.
It was, mate, and I sat there and I didn't pull the trigger. I was going to pull it on the 15-minute, and I got in my head and I didn't do it.
Oh no.
I was freaking about to punch my teeth down my throat, mate.
It's the candles hypnotized you, mate. Watching that, thinking, oh, the levels.
Yeah, when the 15-minute closed, I was confident, but I just didn't pull the trigger.
Right. Next time.
I have that as a 4-hour zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pull, even if it's a small amount, pull the trigger. I know it's hard to sort of counteract that, but it's that implicit behavior that you need to that you need to like everyone needs to develop. There's only so many things, like, you know, what I can teach you, what I can say, what you can read yourself, what you can learn from others. All of that is like that's that external sort of external sort of learning, and it's just the muscle memory from doing it, that implicit, like doing something that feels uncomfortable and like trying to get over it and do and push the button, or the what you feel teaches you as well, not just what you learn.
No, I totally agree.
That muscle memory, hey. So you can read about riding a bike, but you can't ride a bike until you actually do it as well. And I think knowing, like, because you planned that level as well.
I did, mate.
Yeah. So sometimes I think you just need to, even if it's if you're if you're not feeling confident with it, and you know you can sense that you're hesitating, I think you got to close your eyes, and then just do what your initial plan was. Even if it's just put in, like, you know, the smallest possible trade whatsoever, just to actually have pushed that button rather than watching it. But the main thing was you identified that level. Yeah, that's the hardest part done. Well, it's not the hardest part, but that's the most skillful part. The hardest part was the actual pushing the button. Look at that 30-minute candle now. Jeez. It just changes everything. Still, if liquidity goes from liquidity to liquidity, then no doubt, I thought there's going to be enough liquidity here, but there should be some liquidity sitting above here as well. That I want to see some sort of like hesitation. If there's no hesitation, then I missed my move that I wanted. So that'll be me done for the session. If there's no hesitation here. And where's all-time high? Up here. Can it do
Not
another one?
far.
Yeah. Difficult to read direction on German 40 this morning. I mean, there's always going to be a bullish move, and that's what I was saying at the start of the stream, that it shouldn't matter your bias for the day. Like, it doesn't matter if you're bullish or bearish for the day, because most days, even on like, say this, let me just full screen this here. Even on a day like this one, a daily candle that closed like that, if you had a bearish bias going into this day, no doubt you would have been able to find a sell move. So let's isolate that day, and then look when you go into the sessions. At some stage here, was there a sell trade to be had on a day that's just completely bullish? To me, there is. Like, trying to pick a level, maybe a little bit more difficult, but if Asian's so bearish, Asian sort of does its thing, Euro's bullish, London's bullish, most of the time New York won't buy the high. So when New York opens, you get a pullback, back down to structure, clean candles, imbalance. So you get like a little counter trend move here. It's possible that people would have anticipated that, and that move was for 60 pips. So you can't say that there was no selling opportunity on even a day that's so bullish. It's just whether we're able to wait long enough for that move to play out, or to anticipate that, look, if London's so bullish and there's so much bullish momentum going into it, then it's likely going to be getting closer to New York session that you get that pullback. But if you don't have a bias set, then you can very easily be trying to buy something, sell something, just being really reactive to what the candles do. So it's really just like planning the move, planning the trade, plan your bias beforehand. Make sure you have a bias. I understand this is your levels, isn't it? For the 4 hour.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, gosh.
Oh, I want to punch my teeth right down, mate.
That's all right. It's Monday.
Would be TP now. It is, mate.
It's Monday.
Tuesday. Monday.
It's Monday, mate.
Monday.
Oh yeah, it is too. Oh, that's good.
Did you work on the weekend?
Had a long weekend
I
last
made it
weekend.
scrambled. Yeah,
Yeah,
scrambled.
St. Paddy's
Yeah,
Day
you-
still hitting you.
You know, you're in trouble if you get to Monday and you already think it's Tuesday. Like,
All right, YouTube, Trading Nut stream, 9 o'clock. Going to finish up. So if you want to keep watching, I'll keep going a little bit longer on my channel down the bottom, Haydos FX. Okay. So otherwise, I'll see Trading Nut guys tomorrow. But my channel, we're going to keep on watching because I want to plan a little move here. All right. But I'll end Trading Nuts one right now. So see ya. Cool. Now I need to move this one back over here. Gold's going up to the target zone. Beautiful. You're thinking buys this morning from around... Yeah, I was preferring to take buys from... I was preferring to take the same ones as you. I was really looking for it to sort of push down a little bit deeper. I wasn't comfortable with taking buys from this area. But that's okay. Not every day works out exactly the plan. But we had a plan, and that's the main thing. We had a plan and we tried to execute on it. Okay, so now this is when this first swing failed. Swing high failed to show any sort of rejection. Now we've got the next swing high, and now we're starting to see a candle. So I wonder if this one's now going to come back down to form some structure. I reckon there's a good chance. Good chance sweeping these highs, sweeping these swings. So yeah, if we get like a liquidity candle, 4 minute, I might take a short here. Give it like a 10 pip stop above the candle. So that would be like risk 20 to see if I can make, just small, see if I can make like, get it into profit and then I'll reduce the risk. But I wouldn't mind seeing that come back down a little bit. Not risking a whole lot on these as well. I'm just risking what I made in that first trade. See if I can make the day a nice little day. So I know it's inverse risk reward right now, but I'll look to like bring my stop loss down. I just don't want to see a little spike take the high of London, take the high of Asian, and then stop me out. New candles, new 5 minute, new hour candles just opened. So I don't mind it to have a little bit of volatility up and down at the start of the hour. So let's just see if we can get this like little bit of a rounding top. 4 minute candle looks okay. Little pin bar. Let's see if it holds. And see if this was just a retest back up into this imbalance zone. Just take the euro high and then grab that liquidity and see if we can at least just drop down back down to this previous swing high. And gold's just about at target now. So I'm securing pretty much most for gold. Just gonna let it let the runner run, and then for
Where did you
DAX
get in? Where did you get in on gold?
on this guy.
Yep.
When I was at the trend line.
Yep.
Oh no, a little bit higher. Sorry, 52. Yeah, 52. 2152.04. So it's basically 30 pips. And then German, I think the risk of German is we do, because I'm overall bullish. So I'm going to see if we can get down to 17,990 and then take some profit off the table for that one. There we go. Just one more little push down. This is the German. And then that will just be like taking 10 pips on it. There we are. And I don't really want to leave any open risk on this one, because I am cautious of that because we're so bullish. I am cautious that we just keep on making highs. So I thought the exact same principle why we saw this little pullback on gold, but it didn't quite hit my target zone, so that's why I was pretty comfortable to keep on looking for those buys. But this one, having taken this one, no reaction, then taken this swing high, now it's highly likely you're going to get a reaction. But the same thing, it might just be a reaction to bounce and push higher. And if you can, anticipate these like moves where it's easy to get 10 pips, take some profit, and then see if the runner can just manage to run, then that could be the safest way to trade days like this when there's no clear fundamental catalyst. So basically, just doing base hits hit take a shot, get the first base, take a shot, get the second base, and like that's 3 trades now. Just taking like small profits along the way. Runner got stopped on the first German trade. This one probably gets stopped out in the second as well if this comes back up to entry. Gold one was a decent 30 pip move, and the runners of this one's still running, but this one at least is in line with my overall bias. Whereas German, these have been a counter trend to my main bias. But that at least now puts me up with, it's a positive day, and that's the main thing. Positive day that gives me some ammunition now to play around with the New York session. Cool. That's it. Zoomers, stay on. I'm just going to close the streams, and then we can have a chat and do some Q&A. So YouTube guys, hope you guys had a good session. Did you have any questions for me before I leave on the YouTube stream? I'll wait a couple of minutes. Otherwise, I'll close up shop, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Zoomers, stay on though. I'll plan some entries with you for NAS for what I'm looking for New York. Cool, Jezwa. Yeah, thanks for the comments in the chat as well. It helps when there's, when you guys interact. Really nice. Makes my job a lot easier when there's interactivity. Hope you guys got some good trades as well, or little scalps. I think I was pretty open before the trades actually gave you plenty of opportunity to get into them. Problem with some of these quick scalps, you got to act fast. That's the problem. So sometimes it doesn't translate very well to streams on scalping as well as like swing trades do. Anyway, cool. I will close up and I'll see you guys tomorrow. YouTube, Zoom, stay on. I'll just shut this one down.